We are inside the cab of our brand new Kubota LX 4020, and on the back, brand new from Land Pride, is their hybrid snowblower. Now, Land Pride does make hybrid snowblowers, but they are for the bigger series of tractors like the L6060s. The Kubota 4020 is relatively new to the Kubota lineup as well. When I went in to order a snow setup in October, I can tell you this is not what I was planning on getting. I will make a different video on why we went this route, but when I looked at the 4020 specs and the specs for the snowblower, it was a perfect matchup. Now we have taken it out 3 times. We haven't had much snow. So far it's performed great, but the true test will be when we actually get some real snow, so stay tuned for that. But back to inside the cab here. I'm not the smallest guy in the world, so it is pretty tight, but it is luxurious. It does have the radio, the heat, the AC, front and rear windshield wipers, has the windshield fluid on both. We got the defrost in the back, we got the LED working lights, we got mirrors, so it is very luxurious. But the one thing I am seeing as an issue, and for those of you that do commercial snow removal or have a snow removal business and use a snow blower, you know it's not the matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to break something. Most common being shear pins. Now, this cab does have a spot for a phone, a cup holder, a little bit of storage in the back, but once I get my personal belongings in here, there really isn't much left for room. So now we need to come up with a solution on what we're going to do to get our tools and spare parts on board. Also, I need to find a spot for a shovel. We don't shovel many, but we do shovel a few, so it'd be nice to be able to have a shovel I can bring with. And the reason why I need everything on board is because we do not trailer this tractor. We drive it from account to account. We specialize in residential snow blowing, route density, so trailering it isn't an option, you know, which would be nice because then you could keep all the tools in the truck. But pretty much what we can fit in this tractor is what we're going to have, and we need to be able to eliminate any downtime because when it's snowing, people don't wait, the weather doesn't wait. So we got to find a solution today, so that's what we're going to do. So yeah, let's get going. Welcome to another episode of Lusky Lawn Life. Today I'm going to be showing you a couple add-ons or mods I'm going to be doing to our Land Pride and Kubota LX 4020 setup. You know, there's not really much room in there, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to this blower. Carry on board a couple more things that would help me out in the field. And but first, you can see we got a little bit of snow, so I got some driveways we got to service, but then we'll be back and we'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so we made it back. Let's see, 6 hours later, everyone's been serviced. Everything went really well. As you can see, the tractor is an absolute mess from all the road salt and slush. So what we're gonna do before we go ahead and make our modifications or add-ons to this thing, we're gonna let it thaw out a little bit, maybe get it cleaned up. While that's happening, I'm gonna run and get our supplies needed, and then once we get back, I will show you guys what we're going to use and how we're going to do it, and hopefully all goes well, and we'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, we made it back. I got all the tools and supplies needed for this project. I think I got everything. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward, pretty simple idea. I think it's a good idea. Whether it's going to hold up or last to the extreme conditions, I guess we'll find out, but I think we have a pretty good shot at it. I'll keep you guys in the loop once we actually use this to see if it's a good idea or not. But right now it sounds like a good idea, but we'll see. So what we ended up getting from Harbor Freight here, we got an Apache 2800 weatherproof, waterproof case. It has rugged mobility on it. I think this is going to be a good option. Hopefully it can withstand the conditions, but what's nice about this, my thought process, is inside it has that pickable foam. So once we figure out what we want to put in here, I'll be able to pick those foam chunks out, and then that way when I open this case, everything's where it should be. There's no fumbling around, digging through boxes and trying to see in the dark. Your hands are freezing. You know, it's like, oh, there's my spare shear pins, grab it, go. Hopefully that helps us stay organized and makes things a little easier out in the field. I don't know, right now I'm gonna probably throw in a hammer, obviously a bunch of spare shear pins, probably a flashlight, some wrenches and stuff like that, but we'll see. I'll probably show you guys a picture of what I end up putting in there. And to mount this, I got some stainless machine screws. And then I picked up some washers, some stainless lock nuts. And then I also picked up these rubber fender washers. And then went ahead and got some of this advanced silicone freeze and sunproof. It says shrink and crack proof. So my thought is I'm gonna pre-drill some holes in this. I'm gonna make them a little smaller than my screws, that way to help increase the water tightness. And then once I have my screws set with the washers, rubber washers inside, I'm gonna go ahead and take the silicone and I'm gonna run a bead inside and hopefully keep some of that moisture out. And then the next thing we picked up, we talked about we needed a shovel on board, so we went ahead and picked up these bad boys right here, the poly snow shovels. We got a scoop style and kind of a plow style. From my experience, I feel like these are the best shovels out there. I mean, the poly's tough to beat, you know, versus having like an aluminum blade or something on the bottom. Durability is phenomenal. Really not too badly priced. I think they're 50 bucks a piece. So we got, like I said, a plow style and a scoop style. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna carry with me on the tractor. Maybe it'll vary on the snowfall. But then to mount those, we got these poly brackets here, and you can see they just snap right on. Those actually came with the shovel. I think they're made for hanging on the wall or whatever. So being I got two shovels, I got one bracket with each. I'm gonna use those and I'm gonna put them on the self-tap them onto the plow. That way I can just snap my shovel right in there. And for that, you know, I just picked up some self-tappers. And then obviously we got the drill for drilling pilot holes, impact for the self-tappers. So let me show you my initial thoughts, and this might change, but as far as where this is gonna go, I'm thinking right here. Seems like a pretty good location for that. And then as far as the shovels, I'm gonna use these two brackets right here. I'm gonna self-tap into these, and the shovel's gonna go on there like that. So that is the thought process behind that. I will go ahead and get you guys set up and then shoot some footage of me getting this mounted, and then we'll meet up again. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this mounted. That way I know how high I can go with my shovel mount. But the first thing I did was I took all the foam, picking foam out of the inside. And what I'm gonna do first is on the bottom, you can see we got these holes. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna pre-drill my holes for my machine screws here into the box. And then I'm gonna put the box onto the blower, and then I'll grab a Sharpie, and then I'll mark those spots, and then I'll drill our holes in the snowblower. It's always fun drilling holes in your brand new $8,000 snowblower, so we want to make sure we're precise. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we went ahead and got our holes drilled. This is the location that I drilled the holes in. And like I said, I did drill a size or two smaller than the actual machine screws that we're using. So that way when I thread them in, hopefully it gives us that extra seal for being more waterproof. So now I'm gonna mock this up onto the blower, and then I'm gonna use a Sharpie, mark out my holes, and then we're gonna go ahead and drill into this snow blower. Okay, so we got our holes marked our spots where we're gonna drill our holes transferred from the case onto the blower. One thing you want to make sure is on the back side there is some brackets, and Make sure where you're mounting your box, you're gonna clear. I almost made the mistake of mounting the box too high up, and here we have a service or access door. So if I would have mounted it too high, that wouldn't have been able to open, and I would have been pretty upset. So make sure everything clears, and you're missing all the brackets on the back side. So I think we're clear. I'm pretty happy with it. So here we go, wish me luck. There's one. Okay, that went good. Didn't hit anything. We successfully have put 4 more holes into our snowblower. Okay, holes are drilled on both the box and the blower. Remember, I did go 2 sizes down in the box, so when we screw in the screws, hopefully it creates that extra seal. So I did go the standard size of the screw in the blower, obviously. So what I want to do first is, so this is kind of our sequence. We got our machine screw, and then we're going to go rubber washer into the box, and then on the back side of the blower we'll do a washer and a lock nut. So what we're going to do is we're going to mock this up, and if everything lines up, then we're going to go ahead and pull the box off. And then, like I said, so this is going to be our combo going in first: machine screw, rubber washer. So it's going to look like that, and everything lines up before we fasten it on the back side. We'll pull it off, and then we'll go ahead and take our silicone and silicone in here. And then, because it takes about a half hour for that to dry, and then we'll go ahead and tighten everything down. Okay, I lied. Dummy me got to thinking if I just mount the box and then pull it back off and then bead the inside with silicone, when I go to tighten those screws, it's just going to break the seal. So what we ended up doing is we actually got it mounted. So then everything fit great. Now that it's mounted, then I will take our silicone here, and I will run a bead on the inside and the back side. So this is what it looked like on the inside, and then underneath. It's kind of nice having this access door, made it easier to, I don't know if you guys can see our little machine screws popping back through there. So we cleared everything, but I think this is gonna work pretty good. I mean, that is rock solid. That is not going anywhere. And look at that. Here's that access door I almost forgot about. Full access again to our grease points and our shear pins. And then I mounted it so when you open it, the door flips down like that. We have access to all our tools and extra shear pins. So, I mean, really, other than the warning signs that we don't need, I mean, that was kind of a wasted space. So, you know, rather than trying to keep these tools on board, I think this is going to be great. You know, I've seen other people put them on the tractor. You know, for me, this thing is only going to be used for snow, so I want to put the tools where I'm actually going to need them. I don't want to have to walk around the tractor back and forth to get tools. I want everything right where I'm going to need it. And plus, on our tractor, I didn't really find a good spot. We do have a front end loader that we have that will be going on, so I just figured it'd kind of be in the way. So this is what I got. So far, I think it's a great idea. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some silicone on this thing and let it dry, and then we'll touch base again. Okay, so I got the silicone in. Again, I'm hoping this kind of prevents some of the snow or water coming in the ice or into the box. It doesn't need to be pretty because there will be foam going back in here, that pick apart foam. So that has a half hour dry time. So while we let that dry, let's go ahead and mock up where we're gonna mount our shovel. Again, for those, we're gonna be using the poly brackets that come with the shovels. They snap right on, and they have the mounting holes. So we're just gonna use self-tappers. We'll drill a pilot hole. We're gonna mount them right to these support brackets. Should be fairly simple. And then I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so I kind of mocked up where I want the shovel to go. Again, just made sure that, you know, we were clearing everything, make sure the handle cleared the box, made sure the shovel itself wasn't overhanging the blower, made sure everything was out of the way. We're gonna use our brackets as templates. We're gonna drill our pilot holes, and we'll see if we can get through this stuff. Got a little bit of good old lube here, get everything lubed up. And let's go ahead and drill some more holes in our brand new snowblower. So I'm just gonna make some marks here so we know where we're going. And I'll get through these and then I'll check back in with you guys. Okay, so we got our pilot holes drilled, and then we went ahead and got our self tappers, and we tapped in our brackets there that came with the shovels. They are, like I said, poly brackets. So we'll see how long they hold up. I don't know. It's looking like it's going to be a good deal. I'm a little worried after a couple of, a lot of snapping in and out, they might lose their structure a bit, but worst case scenario, you go pick up a couple more, but we'll see. Time will tell. So the moment of truth, I'll go ahead and get you guys set up here. We'll check our fitment with our shovel and see how we did. Just like that. That is a sweet setup. I'm really liking this. Like I said, hopefully it holds up. This is maybe just kind of a prototype thing. We might have to make some adjustments, but I really don't see any issues with what we got going on here. Lid still opens up to our toolbox. We got a shovel on here. Doesn't overhang. I mean, we are cutting it close, but we should be okay. But yeah, so now if you need a shovel, you just get out, pop your shovel off, shovel away, done. Back, snap it on. Need your tools right there. Waterproof, sealed. Hopefully our silicone holds up and prevents moisture from going in. And on top of that, I still got all my storage options inside the tractor, which, like I said, is pretty limited. By the time you throw your coffee or energy drink in there, your cup holder's full. We got the radio, so we got to be running Bluetooth, obviously, keeping those tunes pumping so the phone spot's full. And then in the back, I got to keep my gloves, hand warmers, extra hat or whatever, just to make sure personal safety is on board with us. And yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. I will give you guys a more up close walk around shots of some of this. Like I said, I will put the foam back in once this silicone's dry. I'll probably drop a picture in on what I'm going to put in there for tools. Right now I'm thinking a headlamp or a flashlight. Definitely need some punches. We got 2 different size shear pins that need to ride with us. We need a hammer. We want to be able to break out those shear pins that might be stuck. And then we'll see what we have for room after that. If you guys think of anything else that should probably ride on board, drop a comment below, let me know. But I'm really digging this setup. Overall, not expensive at all. I think it was a huge improvement to this tractor setup. We're in $30 into the box. I think the silicone was $8, so, and then the hardware was a couple bucks. I'll say $40 into this. These shovels, I think were $50, but they came with the brackets. So the brackets and shovel, $50. Again, hardware, a couple cents into the self tappers. So all in all, into this project, $90, $100, and you got a shovel that can ride with you, and all your tools and spare supplies you need all with you. So. Okay guys, I think we're going to end the video here. Overall, I think our project or our solution to our onboard storage issue with the Kubota LX4020 and the Land Pride hybrid snowblower turned out well. I think it's a great idea. If you guys have other ideas or have done something similar, drop it down in the comments. Let me know. I'm always game for upgrading or trying something else out. As far as longevity, we'll see. Time will tell, but I don't think we're going to have any issues here. It's all pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Again, it was relatively cheap, $100 into everything here. And then, like I said, I'll probably post a video of what I end up putting in the box and kind of getting your guys' input if we should add something else. So this is a current layout I have for my box. As you can see, I got a flashlight, hammer, punch to knock out those broken shear pins, vice grips, crescent wrench, and then the correct wrench size and socket size for my shear pin replacements. You can also see I added a small organizational box in there. And then you'll see when I flip the lid, it'll give me the drive line shear pin and then the drive shaft shear pin and the sizes. That way I know when I'm going to replace which is which. And then as soon as I get low, I'll always remember what size shear pins that I need. Make it easy replacement. But like I said, I'm probably going to try this out a few times before I pick the foam to ensure this is what I need and make sure I don't need to take something out or add something in. But if you guys like this stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We do have more mods coming to the Kubota LX4020. As you can see, my next issue, the road grime absolutely destroys the windows, becomes a safety concern, visibility, snowblower is trash. So we do have a solution to that. That was kind of the downfall versus going to a 60/60, which was my initial setup I was going to purchase. You know, we don't get the option for a fender flare, so we're going to go ahead and make our own. I will make a video on that. We'll probably do that pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about that. Also, I'll probably do a review on this whole new setup with the new Land Pride hybrid blower and the Kubota LX 4020. I'll do a review on that. You know, it'll be an initial review. So far it's been great, but haven't really got to test it in deep snow. So we'll probably do multiple reviews on it and maybe help you guide in a decision on which route to take. I mean, this saved me a bunch of money. Whether that's going to come back to bite me in the long run, we'll see. And then we'll probably also do a review on the snowblower itself, because I think if anything, I'm pretty satisfied with the tractor, a little concerned on the snowblower. Like when we were drilling holes to mount our stuff, it was relatively thin metal. The snowblower itself only weighs 600 pounds. You know, and when you go to these hybrid snowblowers, you're relying on that weight to get a good scrape. So we'll do a review on that blower. If anything, you know, I think this might have to be upgraded down the road to like a Provenost or a Norman, something a little heavier duty, commercial grade. You know, those things weigh 800-900 pounds. But anyways, and then we'll probably do a separate review on the tractor and then maybe a review on the whole thing together. And like I said, maybe it's something that can get you guys into the entry level residential snow game without spending $100 grand. But anyways, I think that's all I have for you. Oh yeah, one more thing. I was just looking around. We are missing a piece to the puzzle. You guys that know, wet, heavy snow, things can get clogged. So we need something to unclog that. We have this shovel here. Right now, I think what we're gonna do is right down in here, this is where the manual was. Who needs the manual? I think right now I'm just gonna let it ride right there. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but in the future, I'll probably use these brackets and maybe, you know, maybe 3D print something similar to this where I can snap it in, or maybe we'll relocate it somewhere on the chute, I don't know. But for now, it can ride right there. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.